He joins us now. You can follow him at Jeff Kerr, PHL. Jeff, major week in NFL land, and it kicked off yesterday or 2 days ago with a massive extension for Jordan Davis by the Philadelphia Eagles. How you doing this Monday morning, my man?
My bold prediction didn't last too long, as I said to John late Friday night. He got traded to a bird team, just wasn't the bird team we were thinking.
It's close. It's only right down I-95.
You know, there's some breaking news that the Ravens leaked when they did this Max Crosby news for. I know John hates uniform talk, but the Ravens kind of leaked what uniform they're going to be wearing next year. When
I missed that.
Post.
Shockingly, I missed it.
Yeah, they changed the word. They were like the Eagles, John. They changed the word mark.
Word mark? Oh, the word mark is changing.
Yeah. And the numbers are changing a little bit because I heard it was going to be minor tweaks to the Ravens uniforms. I'm like, why would you mess with those uniforms? And
why don't they just line the people up and as they enter the stadium, just pick their pockets for $100 and then use the same uniform? That's all they're doing.
Are you a SpongeBob fan, John McMullen?
No, not really. Isaiah Rodgers was. So I got some SpongeBob knowledge from him.
Him and I used to talk about the episode where they made the colorful Krabby Patties, and Mr. Krabs goes, "How can you make money on such a stupid idea?" And the broadcaster goes, "Well, how could you not make money on such a brilliant idea? They make so much money that they're just giving it away to people."
Yeah, well, in this case, they're stealing it from people. Yeah. But hey, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that the NFL hasn't gone like the Oregon route in college, where you just wear a different uniform every single game almost, and make the Rubes buy every one of them if they want every one of them.
I'm kind of shocked that there's actually uniform regulations. Like, you can only wear the Kelly Greens 4 times a year. Like, I guess it's to keep somewhat of a uniform standard, but I don't know. I hate how baseball does it. I think baseball should allow as many jerseys as you want. Same with football. I'm kind of shocked they don't go the college route.
Well, we'll see. Jeff, what's your reaction to the Jordan Davis deal, man? I want to get you on that. Obviously, we got a big day here with free agency, with everything opening up. The Jordan Davis deal comes in. It's a 3-year, $78 million extension, but you add in that 5th-year option. It's more like a 4-year, $91 million deal, $65 million guaranteed. He's the highest paid nose tackle in NFL history from the numbers that we were given, at least the way it was reported. What's your reaction to that deal, Jeff Kerr? Overpay, good pay, like the move? How do you see it, Jeff, with this signing by the Eagles?
Thrilled for Jordan. Not really surprised he got that money just based on him being a good soldier, being an ultimate team player. He's well-liked in that locker room. He's well-liked outside the NovaCare complex. And look, from where he was at 2-3 years ago to now, I think they're banking on last year being more consistent with what he's going to be. They're paying him based off future production. I feel like he got the money Milton Williams would have gotten because the Eagles knew they had to pay Jalen Carter. They had to pay Jordan Davis. But Jordan Davis, look, they gambled taking the 5th-year option. It worked. Jordan Davis played well better than a $12 million player last year. And look, he's earned it. He's one of the best run stuff and defensive tackles in the NFL. Him and Derek Brown were the only 2 players that have 70 tackles and 6 batted passes. That's a pretty impressive stat. And people want to say sacks, people want to say pressures, but it's more than that. He was the glue to that defensive line last year.
Now, you say they have to pay Jaylen Carter. Well, yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, they don't have to pay him, I guess. Last year, though, they had to pay Jalen Carter.
I'm starting to think they're thinking about life with Jordan Davis, Moro Ojomo, and the assets they can get for Jaylen Carter. Is that overreacting?
No, I don't. I don't think that's an overreaction. I think teams want Jaylen Carter. I think they're willing to listen to prices. I'm prepared for life without Jaylen Carter, but I wouldn't. It's hard to keep talented players all the time. Howie Roseman has even said that. This is what happens when you draft well, John.
It is unintended consequence to everything.
I agree with you. And Look, you got to pay Quinyon Mitchell. You got to pay Cooper DeJean.
Oh, by the way, you see what McDuffie got?
You just led to my point. I'm like, okay, he's making $31 million a year. What are those two going to get? You can't pay them. You can't pay Davis. You can't pay Carter. You can't pay Jalen Phillips, who I believe will be back here. Look, Nakobe Dean's already out the door. You're going to have to, you're already paying Zach Bond. If Jahai Campbell turns to be the player they think he's going to be, you're going to have to pay him. I don't know if they can pay Reed Blankenship, John. It's the players that they have on this defense, what they have to pay and how good this defense has been is crazy. And a lot of it's drafted.
Most of it, with the exception of who? Jaylen Phillips and Zach Bond. It's all drafting. Well, Reed Blankenship is undrafted, but you get the point. They believe they have at least 10 players who are going to get $10 million a year. And that means they aren't going to have 10 players. And that's why guys like Reed and Nakobe are going to probably leave. Also, you got to start coming to the realization that these offensive guys, they're, Dallas Goedert, I don't think is going to be back. AJ we'll talk about in a bit. Your guy Saquon, this might be his last year.
I'm thinking it is.
Yeah. And you got to start thinking about the heir apparent there. Devontae Smith, I think, is a core part. They love him. But yeah, things are changing there as well. And you got to go heavy offense in the draft.
That's why I was kind of joking when people were like, why would you interview Nick Singleton and Kaytron Allen at the combine? Well, there's a reason for that. Saquon Barkley isn't going to be here forever.
No. And now if the Eagles come out of today with the news that all they did is re-sign Jaylen Phillips, will that be regarded as splashy or not?
To me, it's splashy. I know he's one of your own players, but don't you want to keep one of your own players? It's Philly syndrome, right? When people would tell me, because I cover baseball, the Phillies didn't do anything this offseason. I'm like, what are you talking about? They re-signed Kyle Schwarber. They didn't re-sign Kyle Schwarber. You'd be complaining about that.
It's amazing. It's an amazing story in human nature. People don't, if they're on the team, they don't consider, like, that's a big move. That's going to be one of the biggest contracts in free agency. That's a big move. They just re-signed Jordan Davis to a massive deal that overshot all our projections. If those are the first two moves in what was described as a retention offseason, that's a big deal. Is it not?
I'd be excited for it. It means that they're keeping that window open, right? And look, we know they weren't going to keep Nakobe Dean. So even Reed Blankenship, I think everybody is just tired of, I know when I signed on, you guys were talking about the A.J. Brown stuff. I think people want a resolution to that, but it is a big deal if you re-sign Jaylen Phillips.
Yeah, it's a massive deal. We'll see how massive. One of the guys I mentioned was Monteric Brown. He re-signed with Jacksonville, 3 years, $33 million. Now, you can't have a cornerback too make $11 million. So, but if they sign somebody like that, I think it would be considered more of a splash than keeping your own place. It's weird to me. It's weird.
John, do you think like they're going to surprise all of us and sign somebody that wasn't on the radar, or just get a free agent that you're just like, wait, they were in on this player or this position?
Well, I think, like if they don't get Phillips, if Phillips goes to 30 million, then I think they're going to go get somebody pretty good. Might be a trade for Goedert. Might be Mafe, somebody like that.
I wasn't shocked when Fowler came out with that in the Fowler files yesterday, that they were looking in on Goedert. One, because they like premium edge rushers. That's why I think Jaylen Phillips is going to be back. And two, that's their plan B or plan C or whatever. They're just making sure all tracks are covered in case Jaylen Phillips, because Jaylen Phillips on the open market, he's going to get paid.
Yeah, I was told they're budgeting for that position. So they're getting somebody. It's just a matter of who. And I think it's going to be Phillips. But we shall see as that continues on. All right, should we talk about AJ? Yeah, I don't know if you heard what I said, but to me, it's no longer if, it's when. I don't think it's going to happen early. I don't think they're going to trade him until after June 1st. And I don't know if it's going to be until next March. But I'm telling you, Jeff Kerr, right now, best case scenario, one more year of AJ Brown in Philadelphia.
It feels like a college relationship, right, John? There's a shelf life there.
I think so. You got all the news of how he's trying to be creative and do this. Can we make this deal now and we don't kick the player to you until June 2nd? I mean, that's a lot of bending over backward for we don't have to trade him. That kind of narrative. We don't come to us. We're not taking calls.
Exactly. And I heard the part where you said about it's basically the Patriots are bust. I agree with you because the Bills took themselves out of the running. And I'm sure Howie Roseman's eyes lit up when the Bills gave up a second-round pick for DJ Moore.
And the Ravens, too. Weren't the Ravens floated as a potential suitor? I don't think they're trading anything more now after sending two for Matt.
I think the Ravens saw they could get Max Crosby, and they had the mid-first-round pick. And look, say the Eagles even were in on this. You're not competing with the first-round pick in the teens.
No. They have the 14th overall pick.
Yeah,
so the Eagles started 23. So right there, Baltimore, you're not winning. You're not winning that.
And that's a huge deal for the Ravens. But look, the Ravens last year, for some reason, they couldn't get to the quarterback at all. And their best pass rusher, they traded to Los Angeles, Adofe Owe. So
yeah, that was weird because he had a pretty good year out there.
I think they were selling and not selling because remember at the time they were like, I want to say they were either 2-5 or 3-5, and I think they were just like, well, we're probably not bringing him back.
They were 1-5.
Yeah. I think they were 1-5 when they did it. I think they went on their winning streak after that, and I just think they kind of just said, well, whatever happens, happens, and the AFC North almost came to them anyway.
That's true. I thought it was. That whole time, I thought they were going to win it.
Yeah, I mean, good for them that they were able to get a mid-first round pick. They kind of salvaged the year, which, by the way, their quarterback was hurt all year. If there's a team I think that is going to bounce back, it is Baltimore.
Yeah, I might have to get off the Baltimore train for a year because I've been picking. I said 1 year I'm going to be right.
Yeah, John.
I might have to get off that train.
That'll
probably work out well for him. Yeah.
Yeah, my concern there is Lamar Jackson. Is he the same guy? Is he the same player? And is he going to lead them to the promised land? I don't know that he is, or if he is, I'm not sure. We'll see.
I remember for CBS, people used to joke before the Chiefs would win the Super Bowl or get there every year. They're like, you always pick the Chiefs. I'm like, they're going to win it one of these years. And I think I picked it in 18 and no one knew who Mahomes was. And I was close. I'm like, hey, I'm going to run it back, see what happens. I got that one right, but I've got a lot of Chiefs Eagles Super Bowls right over the last couple of years.
Well, yeah, that's taking the chalk though, Jeff. You gotta jump out in the ocean. Now if you pick Kansas City, that's bold. That's bold.
I'm not picking them next year. I actually think I went with you, John. I think I picked Baltimore this year. I think I picked Baltimore, and it definitely wasn't Seattle. I'm trying to remember who I picked for the NFC. Wasn't Green Bay. You know what? I actually think I picked the 49ers. I think they were my pick out of the NFC this year. But I got to look.
I picked them to make the playoffs because of that schedule, man.
Yeah. Well, they easily made that. And
yeah.
We haven't talked about this on the show because it's an Eagles show. What a whining team the 49ers are. You hear their excuse, the excuse train coming out that they're getting destroyed by Seattle?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. They're like, well, we would have had this guy, and this guy. We would have beaten them. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well, I know. I come on. Kyle Shanahan didn't say that, did he?
Kyle Shanahan. The players said it. It's players.
Yeah.
It's not coaching.
If we had what was it, candies and nuts, we'd have a party, whatever. But,
Well, I will say
I've heard
they did better
one.
than most teams would after losing the type of caliber that they lost last year.
That's what I said.
Well,
Like,
they beat the Eagles in the fight,
season.
which was a horrendous loss by the Eagles. You know, and then they got their asses whipped, which was totally predictable because they didn't belong in that game.
Yeah,
that's what was so disappointing about the Eagles postseason loss.
Yeah,
that was a gimme.
Yeah,
that was a gimme
3 weeks ago by that same Seattle team at home. So I'm like, Seattle's going to kill them. Hey, I agree with you, John. That's what was so disappointing. And then you see the Bears being as vulnerable as they are. The Eagles did have a path.
Oh yeah, I was convinced we were going to Santa Clara at one point. I'm like, are you kidding me? Everything falls for this team. Yeah. They got to beat San Francisco, which is a walk in the park, and they screwed it up. And then if they won that game, they got to beat Chicago in Chicago.
Yeah, and look, did I think they beat the Seahawks? Probably not. But you don't know. But you don't know, right? Things change because then Seattle has to play the Rams.
Yeah,
maybe you're hosting the NFC Championship game again. Remember, I said all last year, I don't think the Eagles can go beat Detroit in Detroit. Then Detroit lost. Oh, they're going to Super Bowl now.
Yeah, that was a terrible loss to San Francisco. No way to shape. Terrible loss. Yeah. Terrible loss.
And what an ugly game. Like, I really do hope that's not A.J. Brown's last game as an Eagle, but it is fitting that it would be.
Yeah, well, I think, too many overreacted to his lack of whatever you want to call it, focus, efforts, whatever. Everybody played a bad game. The defense didn't play well. I bring it up they got a pass because the offense is so terrible, but
yeah, they did. The defense played terrible that game. They couldn't get the Jaylen Phillips, by the way, the Eagles are going to sign. I don't even know if he had a stat in that game.
Yeah, don't bring that up on this day, Jeff. Come on.
I got to be realistic, John. But look, I posted last night how good their defense was though after they got him, and they led the league in points allowed. Yeah. Felix Hunt.
Yeah. Jeff, with the deal to Jordan Davis at being at the number it is, I think we can all agree it was higher than we expected. I think even for the biggest Jordan Day, John, you gave a shout out to James Carver. I'll double down and give him another shout out. Even as big of a Jordan Davis truther as James has been, I'm not sure he expected the deal to be that big. Now, with that being said, if the Eagles get an offer for a 1 and a 3 or a 1 and a 2 for Jalen Carter, are you making the deal or what?
That's a Quinyon Williams type deal, isn't it, Zander? What did Dallas? Went down straight for Quinyon. It was a 1 and a 2, right?
A 1 and a 2, yep.
Yeah, you got to think about it. I think 2 first-round picks would sell it. I don't think anybody would trade 2 first-round picks for Jalen Carter, but you never know. You're banking on the guy's potential. And we know Jalen had, the shoulder injury last year? He had an arm injury. Look, I don't know. At 1 and 2, I'm definitely listening.
Yeah, I make that deal. I'm getting out of the Jaylen Carter business while the going is good. I'm worried about those shoulders, man.
And maybe that's what they're worried about. I don't think it's a character thing. I think it's an injury thing.
No, I don't think it's. I think they'd like him to be a little bit more mature, but I think it's more to do with the shoulders. And that could be a long-term issue. You need your shoulders to play defensive tackle, to say the least. But then you have to convince somebody else that he's healthy. And that might be difficult to do. So going to be interesting.
If you're a team that's maybe thinking about getting him, you're like, well, why is one of the best organizations in the NFL trading this guy? What are we not seeing that they see?
Yeah. Fair points. What about the other guys? Nakobe, Dean, Reed Blankenship, Dallas Goedert. Any of them coming back?
I think Nakobe's gone. Man, I don't think Reed's going to be back. Goddard's a we'll see. I don't know. I think Goedert has a market. I mean, he's still one of the better tight ends, and he had a great year last year. But I wish I had more clarity on A.J. Brown if I knew what they were going to do with Dallas Goedert.
Well, I don't think they're going to trade AJ. So
Not
there's
right.
the clarity.
Yeah,
Not right now.
Not right now. Unfortunately, Eagles fans, I think you're going to be hearing us talk about AJ Brown for a long time.
I would prefer never to talk about this trade again. And I think we're going to be talking about it leading up to the draft.
I was honestly hoping the reports are there's going to be something done in the next 48 hours. I think that was on Saturday. I'm like, oh, thank God. This thing might be over. And I don't know. I haven't gotten any indication, John. I believe you haven't gotten any indication of it. I just don't think it's happening.
You're trying to create leverage in theory, and Buffalo tapped out, Baltimore tapped up. You're not talking to NFC teams, so there's not a ton of leverage. I don't think it's getting done in this window. But I also think there will be other windows. Just because he's here, don't assume he's going to be here long term, because they haven't traded him in this window. In fact, I think it's pretty clear that by what they're trying to do to move him, that they're ultimately going to move him. That's how I kind of read it.
Yeah. And this is what I'm just hoping it's done by the time they have to show up at the NovaCare complex. Minicamp, he's not here. Mandatory, he's not here. And the coach has to get questions about it all the time. The players at the podium want to get questions about it all the time. It's a distraction. It is.
Oh, it's definitely a distraction. Here's an interesting question I want to throw at both of you. Who is going to be that fish spree, the big money guy who's just got no shot? Who's going to be that guy?
No shot for what? The Eagles to sign him?
No. No shot to be living up to his contract.
Oh.
Who's going to be the big, I got one.
It's not Jordan Davis, is it?
No.
No. He wasn't going Jordan Davis with that. I think I know where you're going now. I want to hear it.
Alec Pierce is going to get signed like a superstar receiver.
Yeah. I mean, look, he averaged 24 yards a catch last year. Yeah, I think he's going to make.
Are people in this league still that dumb? He's going to get paid like a superstar receiver, and he's going to be back on the market in 2 years because he's going to get cut.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. I was joking with our one Patriots fan. I'm like, You're not getting AJ Brown. You will get Alec Pierce for $28 million large, and you will like it.
As ironic as that is, I would love to see him here. It's never going to happen. I actually think he'd do well in a Sean Mannion offense. It's just
I don't know what a Sean Mannion offense is. I don't either. People make that comment. What is a Sean Mannion offense?
But I have also seen Green Bay. They like to throw the ball downfield a lot. They like four verticals. Hopefully not on fourth in your season. Fourth and 11, and everybody's playing sticks. But everybody hates sticks defense, but that's why it exists, folks. Yeah, you might have sticks defense back in 2027. Is that? Yeah, I don't even know what year. Jim Schwartz. What would have been a bigger loss, John? If the Eagles would have lost Vic Fangio, or if they would have lost AJ Brown? Well, I always get player first. I mean, yeah. And so would Vic. That's what's great about Vic. He's like, you need players. I mean, you need players in everything. I don't care what level of coaching. You need players. Yeah. And Vic, to his credit, I mean, and now you're going to see it, because for whatever reason, like all anybody talked about is how good this offense was. And this offense shouldn't be this bad because of how much talent they have. But were they that talented? Exactly. The defense is more talented. People just didn't recognize it. Now that they'll get paid, now they're going to recognize it. Oh, Jordan Davis gets paid. Jaylen Carter's going to get paid. Maybe not here, but he's going to get paid. Morris Joma is going to get paid. Nolan Smith might get paid. Jalix Hunt might get paid. We'll see what Nakobe and Reed get. Zach Bond's already got paid. Quinyon Mitchell's going to make $30 million. Cooper DeJean's going to be in the $25 million range. Everybody's getting paid. Then all of a sudden it'll be,
God forbid if Jim's got to take over and say, look at what they're getting paid. They should be the number one defense in the NFL.
I remember saying to some people last year, look, Landon Dickerson overall is a good player. He was not good last year.
No.
Cam Jurgens was not good last year. Lane Johnson was hurt. Tyler Steen was fine, but fine wasn't good enough.
No, but I can think of one guy who either got better or maintained, and that's Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Everybody else got worse. Even Dallas Goedert, because of his, people get focused on the 13 touchdowns.
He wasn't much of a factor late in the season.
He was terrible as a run blocker where they needed him, where he typically had been good. So he descended from that aspect of the game.
Whenever they got rid of Stoutland as the run game coordinator, I think that's when Saquon got a little bit better.
That's true too. Which is, by the way, when they went to more under center and more of the stuff they're going to be doing, projected to be doing this year. And by the way, it was Nick Sirianni who did it.
That was one thing, and I know he wasn't crazy. I would always ask him it, even during the season. Saquon and repeating the 2,000-yard thing. And I showed him the graph. I'm like, Saquon, look, these are the numbers. This is it. Well, I'm going to be I'm like, but they all say that. Barry Sanders, your role model, couldn't do it. It was going to be hard. I didn't think he was going to have a 1,500-yard year last year. That would have been awesome, but look.
Yeah, I think 15 would have been fine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he had an okay the year later. I actually think if there's a bounce back player this year, I actually think it's going to be him.
Well, come on. You got to get one Penn State thing out there. What? Go with a different.
No. What about my other Penn State thing? Jahan Dotson ain't going to be back.
But what's Jahan going to get? 1 year, $4 million. Where's he going to play?
The Patriots. Let's just link everybody to the Patriots.
I'd rather have him than Alec Pierce at $28 million.
Yeah, I'm with you, John.
Yeah, I think so too. Because if he's good at $4 million, that's a heck of a deal.
Yeah.
And now Alec Pierce is a fine player, but come on, he's not one of the best receivers in football.
Since we're obsessed with the number 3 receiver here in Eagle Land, who is going to be the number 3 receiver?
I guess Darius Cooper. But don't we have to answer who the wide receiver one's going to be first?
Yeah, that'd be true, but we've been obsessed with the Quez Watkinses of the world for a couple of years around here.
I think it could be Cooper.
Well, I think if you have AJ, it's going to be somebody they draft.
I think you're going to draft somebody this year.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping they go balls to the wall and draft a receiver in the first round just for everybody's sanity.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either. I think it's
you never know. I mean, it's going to be on offense. I'll tell you that. Because
do we think Mekhi Becton's really going to come back?
No,
I don't either.
They're changing schemes. They're changing. You're going to have Mekhi Becton reach block?
No, it's not going to happen.
You're going to have Mekhi Becton going laterally and running?
If Stoutland was here, I would entertain it more, but he's not here.
Yeah, exactly. I saw Mekhi was around town and somebody said he'd like to come back. Well, of course he'd like to come back.
Yeah, he was at the card show this weekend.
Of course but Stout's not there. I mean, he's not a fit anymore. That's why they're talking about young athletic tackles in the draft, because they want somebody who can move.
That's actually what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to draft either an offensive tackle, or if a certain tight end falls to them, I think they take them.
I don't think they're taking the tight end. Could be wrong, but I don't think they are. I don't think it'll be a problem because I don't think he'll reach 23.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to get there.
But I don't think they take him even if he was there. Just Eli Stowers might be more athletic and they can get him later. I think they can get a good tight end later. Is how they look at it.
For some reason, I think Stowers might go in the first round, just because of how he did last week.
Well, that would be something. I wouldn't take Max Clare or Clare, however you say it. I don't know.
I think it's Clare.
That's your guy. Focus on him. No, you don't want to because he's an Ohio State guy.
No, I like Ohio State players. They actually produce good NFL players.
But he was a Purdue guy. Didn't he transfer from?
He did transfer. Well, they all transfer now.
Yeah, they all transfer now.
My only surefire thing in the draft is just draft an Ohio State wide receiver. I don't care who it is.
All right, so Reed and Nakobe, are they gonna hit 10 million each of them per year?
I think Nakobe does.
I think Nakobe. Reed, because of the position, not sure, but I think he could be a $10 million guy.
I don't think either of them are getting to 10. That's my prediction. Nakobe for obviously the injury concerns. Reed.
This is a weak free agent class, John. I gotta look this up here again. It's not a class I like.
No, it's a terrible free agent class. But you got to add in the cut guys, and Tremaine Edmonds is out there again.
Yeah,
because he got paid too much the first time. Boy, wonder how that happens.
Okay, I'm one of the biggest Trey Hendrickson fans on the planet. Please don't tell me he's the top free agent available after what I watched last year.
So wait, the two guys who did all the communicating on Vic Fangio's defense last year were just—
That's not true, by the way. Zach Bond was the green dot the entire season. When Nakobe started, obviously they didn't know when he was coming back, so somebody had to wear it, and he was handling the role so well they never took it from him. Now
Okay,
Reed,
I didn't know that.
yeah. Now Reed, yes, Reed's the and Vic has said that, pretty consistently. He sort of runs the back end. But
who replaces Reed?
They don't have any depth. That's why it's easier to lose Nakobe, because you have the next guy up is already there. Safety, you don't have that guy. I mean, you might have to bring Marcus Epps back as an insurance policy.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't know. That's why I wouldn't be upset if they brought Reed back, because they kind of need him.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the top
Tremaine Edmonds is probably the top free agent now on, all-ball linebackers.
You know what, John? We talked about the outside free agents. There is one name I think they could be interested in. Byron Cook. Or Brian Cook. I always forget how to say it. The Chiefs safety.
Yeah.
He can play multiple schemes.
How much do you think he's going to cost?
Yeah, that's the thing. Does he get paid as much as Reed does or more?
Well, then they'd rather have Reed back.
Well, exactly.
If they're going to pay that. So you got to find somebody who's cheaper.
Wait, I mean, he could be, but it all depends on how the league values Reed.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because it's tough to overcome the undrafted sort of stain, even though it shouldn't be. I think that'll hold his market down. With Nakobe, it's just injuries. But I do think it'll hold his market down a little bit.
So on these rankings, Reed is right below Cook on the one of the rankings pages I'm looking at. I thought Reed would be a lot lower than him, because I think Cook's a good player, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah, he's fine. I wouldn't, but it wouldn't excite me. I would say that.
Jaquan Brisker's a free agent. I think his stock dropped a bit after last.
Well, he's from Penn State, though.
Yeah, and they're a Penn State plug, but he's one of the top safeties available.
If Jeff Kerr brings up a new player on the show, just assume that they went to Penn State.
What about Kobe Bryant? He didn't go to Penn State.
There you go. I like Kobe Bryant. He went to Cincinnati. Is that right?
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah,
I always like playing that game. Like, name the player and you tell me the school.
Yeah, I'm sure you're good at that, actually. I'm decent at it because
I
like
am
college
good at
ball.
that. I don't know why. You know what? In basketball, I'm like that too. When I'm watching like NBA games, I'm like, oh, he went here. I'm like, Why do I know this?
Well, that's because you
He's
watch
something to me.
college. I like college sports too. All right,
Yeah.
guys, let's predict this Jaylen Phillips deal. I think the Birds are going to get that thing done. The Jaylen Phillips deal. Jeff
I
Kerr,
agree
I'm
with
going
you.
to you first. What's the deal look like? Give me the guarantee, the total average annual value,
Oh,
and the years.
You know what? I'm just gonna throw a number there. 3 years, $75 million, 51 guaranteed.
That feels low.
I don't pay enough attention to the
That's how I am. I'm just throwing the number out to entertain people.
the guarantees because they're all bullshit unless you give me the full guarantee, the actual fully guaranteed.
Yeah, the actual guarantee.
Agents started doing that. It's funny because people started to catch on to the stuff I talk about all the time. So then it came up with guarantees in the contract. They're not fully guaranteed. The fully guaranteed money is now the key number, and that doesn't come out till later in the process. But if you're looking at just average annual value, I think it's going to be 27-ish. That's where I am with that. And I'll probably
you're going higher than me. But what Spot Track have them at now? Did they up it yet?
I don't think they upped it. I should double check.
Let's
Keep
get
a
into that
spot
deal.
track. Yeah, could count.
Yeah, let's get into that deal. Then that'd be a banger of a deal.
Guys, I think the deal is going to be massive. I'm thinking it's going to be 120. I think it's going to be 4 years of $118, 118 to 120.
This player is a top 5 free agent available. Do not be upset that you keep your own players.
We just saw Milton Williams get a massive deal. We just saw Jordan Davis blow out any expectation that even the biggest Jordan Davis truthers had. I think the Jaylen Phillips deal is going to be massive. It wouldn't surprise me if it comes out 4 years, 120. Wouldn't surprise me.
By the way, to give you an example of the hinky math that I was just speaking of, and I know people roll their eyes. Aiden Hutchinson's deal, $45 million a year, was advertised as $141 million guaranteed, $180 overall. The fully guaranteed, $55.7.
That's insane.
55.7.
That is crazy.
So, those first numbers that come out, just take them with a grain of salt.
Well, when John breaks news today, he's going to mention the agent and the agent to the agent and the agent to that agent. And
they're God bless them. And they're doing a great job, man. They're doing a great job. But there's an example. Now, Aiden Hutchinson's top of the market. Now, here's the crazy thing about Micah. Micah got 46.5, so just over Hutchinson. But his guarantee, full guarantee, not total, full, $120 million. Massive. So, that's the difference. When you talk about Miles is $160 million, 88.8 fully guaranteed. So
I just don't want Jaylen Phillips being a free agent too long, because if he is,
and he's talking to people on Zoom.
That deal's going to come. That deal's going to come today at 1:00.
There's a new rule this year, right? You can talk to like as many as 5 players on a Zoom call.
5 players, yeah, 5 players. I think the Eagles are going to get it done before he hits.
I do too. Before that 12:01 or whenever.
Yeah.
Do you miss the midnight days, John?
No. Why would anyone miss the midnight days?
T.O. signed with the Cowboys. I think it was like at 12:30 at night.
Yeah,
Jeff, I imagine you loved the midnight days.
Oh, I did. Oh, no, it was glorious.
Being the true sports honk that you are, Jeff loved the nights.
Zander, those days were like the early days of Twitter, and you would hear so many sports reporters complaining about the midnight thing. And this is before the swarm of people complaining about came in. It was so funny. I'm like, wow, you're getting paid to do this. I'm just doing this because it's fun.
No, it is not fun.
I probably hate it now, but I loved it when I was 18.
It was so dumb they changed it. They had to change it because it was dumb. You know what? It was also dumb back in the old days when people used to go on free agent visits, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
track the planes.
Track the plane, track where they're going.
Yeah.
They wouldn't announce like remember when Asante Samuel came here? Like you didn't really know he was here until like 8 a.m. that morning.
Unless John Clark was at the airport.
That's how he became Johnny Airport.
Yeah. Now that is, he'll still do it. He'll show up when, guys are coming in for the first time, but it doesn't have the same kind of cachet.
Is this just me, or did free agency not really blow up until like the NFL Network came around?
Whew. Well, it's always been a big deal.
Yeah, but I never thought it had like the magnitude until like there was like 24/7 coverage of it. Like it was the start of,
I think that's more social media than anything.
Yeah.
Look, the worst thing in the world are these morons with their 5 trades for Max Crosby people.
I hated doing that. CBS, they want me to do landing spots and like propose trades. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that because it's not.
Well, they got to make money, guys. I mean, these people got to make money.
CBS didn't need to make money. They just bought.
They still need to make money. They still need to make money.
That's true.
Well, that's horrifying from CBS. It's usually Bob's football blog or somebody trying to so and so said. I mean, come on, guys, you're not buying that shit, are you? It's like,
I don't know. Do you think people really buy it? I don't think some of them do.
There's a lot of people who just see things in passing. They don't click every article. They read headlines, and it's why the Facebook. Have you guys ever seen the goofy Facebook things?
It's terrible. Like,
my gosh.
I saw my
they put
parents
out some of the
if, like something's true. Like, it's crazy.
Some of the Facebook stuff is wild. They got like Cooper DeJean got Nikki Bella pregnant. I saw the other day. I'm like, oh my god. Facebook is a nightmare, dude. The fake news on Facebook is insanity.
And you know what? Twitter's getting like that too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Agreed.
It's crazy. Like, people could listen to us for 2 hours and you're getting truth bombs here. And then you see something on X and you're like, well, who do we believe?
Well, for people that listen to this show knew in February, when was it? Whenever, before the combine, that, that Jaylen Phillips was going to be their number one priority.
And he still is.
Period. Full stop. And he is. So believe who you want to believe, but don't believe the guy who's got a story up 10 minutes after it was reported that Jonathan Grenard is going to get traded. Where's Jonathan Grenard going? Shut up. Come on.
Yeah, it's like whenever I read like stuff, I like to take it with a grain of salt. Like I remember when I would do like my free agency previews for CBS, especially when it came down to the Eagles, I'm like, okay, this is what they're probably going to do. This is what I'd be shocked if they did. Like this year, I'd be like, well, I think AJ Brown might get traded. I don't think it's going to be when you think it's going to be, but Jaylen Phillips, like, yeah, I was with you, John. That's because one, they always prioritize edge rusher, and if we did have to make a bold prediction, that would have been the Max Crosby thing.
John and Jeff, answer me this. And we don't know yet what's going to happen here with AJ, but John, even you seem to be going, I didn't ask for your meter. I should have asked for it. It got as high as 55% back, and then it fell to 51%. So I should get an update on your number. But if we just, for a second here, say AJ's gone, and John, you threw out the number 1 year, $4 million for Jahan Dotson. Does it make some sense to bring Jahan Dotson back to Philly?
I don't think AJ's getting traded now at this window. But again, that means this window.
A long way to the new year there.
Yeah. Don't you think we would have heard about it by now?
No, it's not going to be right now, I don't think. But if it did, we got a long way until the new year starts.
And I have no idea what Jahan I presume he's going to sign a 1 year prove it deal somewhere. No, I don't think it has any effect on AJ, because if you're playing the long game, like Howie knows what he's going to do ultimately if he's going to be here, if he's not going to be here. So he's got that advantage. And if he's not going to be here, you have to make a far more significant move to try to, you're not going to replicate it, but to have a, I am interested to see where he goes though, Jahan Dotson, because I think he's a decent player. And I think he could be with a larger opportunity, he might be able to do some things. So that was tongue in cheek. Alec Pierce is better, but I don't want to pay Alec Pierce. So, but I don't think he'll be back here, Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back either.
I don't think he is. I just threw it out there because if AJ's gone, I mean, I'm not saying you're going to replace AJ with him, but if Devontae becomes the one, and you need a two, and you use a draft pick, he could be a good stopgap guy, that you have in there for a year.
Yeah, maybe if he doesn't have a market, you circle back and, after the draft, maybe that type of thing, a 1 year guy after the draft, which is, can be meaningful. Go back to 2017. That's where they got Chris Long and LeGarrette Blount. I think Patrick Robinson might have been earlier, but they had a bunch of those guys. So, but that's something for down the road. That's third wave stuff. You got first wave.
Yeah.
Jaylen Phillips is first wave. Then he got second wave. Then he got a third wave. The Eagles are going to be more busy in the second and third wave when it comes to outside players.
Right. For first wave, you guys think it's Phillips and that's really it? John, you expecting to hear anything more today on first wave guys for the Eagles?
I don't. I think it's just going to be Phillips.
Yeah.
Now,
I wouldn't be shocked if they announce Phillips if they get it done before free agency starts.
It wouldn't,
but you never know.
It wouldn't stun me if they added a tight end, like a less, not a splashy.
Like a Charlie Kohler?
Everybody's on my Charlie Kohler now. I saw another show.
He was drafted. I love that pick. I liked Isaiah Likely too.
Well, yeah, for the Eagles, because of what they're shifting to. He's a blocker. He's a legit blocker. And he's got, he can catch the ball if you throw it his way. It's not a terrible receiver.
I was going to get John a Charlie Kohler jersey 2 months ago.
Might
have been the only one to wear it.
Yeah, I'm not a jersey guy, so it's not. You're wasting your time.
But you're like me though. You're a players guy.
I am a players guy, but I'm not wearing a jersey. Come on, that's against the rules, Jeff. It's against the rules.
I know it is.
Krause asked me. You can ask him when we used to do like live.
I heard this story. Yeah,
we can put on
you just don't know.
No, I cannot. No, I mean literally, you can't. I mean, Zach Berman said the same thing, and I said, "Good for you, Zach." I'm like, no, we can't. No, we can't do that.
I have no problem with you never putting a jersey on. That doesn't bother me one iota. In fact, I think it makes some sense.
That's the same thing here. It's I have jerseys. I hang jerseys up. I don't wear them.
Oh, Jeff, I assume you are a jersey guy. I don't even think you can keep a poker face on this on me. I know you got jerseys.
Whose jerseys do you think I have?
I think you have Phillies and Sixers jerseys. Probably the most.
I have Sixers jerseys, but I don't cover the Sixers. I don't cover the Sixers. Though.
That's true. Do you have a Maxey jersey?
Oh, I got a ton of them.
A ton. How many Maxey jerseys?
Why do you need more than one?
In 2017, I decided in my awesome wisdom, it's stupid wisdom. Let's go get a City Edition jersey every single year. Voila.
City Edition jersey.
Some of them are hung up.
My God.
You're gonna make Johnny Mac lose.
I know, that's why I said it. I said for him.
Did you buy that? Did you buy that crayon version that Barkley hated? He said it looked like his daughter did it with her crayons. That bullshit logo they did the 1 year. Remember that?
Oh, the City of Brotherly Love one?
No. It was one of the Barkley era jerseys with the terrible 76 or 76. It was awful. But they brought it back.
The Suxers jerseys.
I don't know. All I remember is Barkley said it looked like his kid drew it with her crayons.
I'll have to look that one up. I'm sure I have it.
It's a bad looking jersey, as opposed to the clean Dr. J jerseys.
Oh, they're the best one. I have a lot of Mitchell and Ness jerseys. I collect them.
All right.
Yeah, Mitchell and Ness is a good brand. All right, Jeff, your final thoughts here as free agency kicks off today. And do you have any? You don't have to give me one. I'm not going to force you. But if you have a bold prediction about an Eagles signing, I'll take it here on the show. Your final thoughts as free agency kicks off today.
Is it bold to say Jaylen Phillips is going to be back?
No, that's not bold.
I know.
If you say $30 million a year, like I said, I could consider that bold.
I don't think it'll be 30.
Well, Jordan Davis got 26, so
I know. If someone would have told me on Friday Jordan Davis is going to sign for 3 years.
Well, that caught us all by surprise. By the way, 1992, Barkley famously joked that Sixers' new uniforms looked like his daughter, Christiana.
Oh, the star ones. Yeah. I have
some crayons.
I got a Mitchell and Ness one.
What a brutal looking jersey. What a brutal. Throw that one out. Do it for me, Jeff.
That defined the 90s, John McMullen.
Awful. And people wanted to bring it back.
Take that thing to the local thrift shop. You might get $4.
You know what I laugh about? Like, I remember back in the 90s and 2000s, everybody hated how everybody went to the darker jerseys and changed their logo. Now everybody wants them back. It's just funny how time works.
No. You know, the worst uniforms, you'll appreciate this, Jeff. The Houston Astros and the J.R. Richard.
And the J.R. Richard days?
Yeah. Those were just disgusting.
They might have played one.
They look like softball uniforms.
I think that was the point.
The White Sox did that as well. Anyway,
I love the Phillies throwbacks, their powder blues. And the players do too.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a jersey fan. I'm gonna get in trouble though.
Me neither. I prefer the merch. I like merch, but I'm not a big jersey guy. I never had merch. Back in the day, even I wasn't when they won the Super Bowl. I bought the Mitchell and Ness jacket. That thing is dope. I don't wear it much, but it's cool to have. But all right, Jeff, good stuff today, man. We appreciate you doing it. As always, a lot of stuff on the horizon. By the time we talk to you next week, Jeff, there'll be a lot of changes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you for doing it today, my friend.
No problem. But by the way, Zander, if you want to know what throwback stuff I have, when Dick Vermeil and Eric Allen got in the Hall of Fame, I definitely bought like T-shirts of that.
There you go. That's a good one. All right, Brad, I appreciate it, man.
Good. If you are going to buy a jersey,
that's
buy
true.
a Hall of Famers jersey.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my
Homage makes some like I'm going to do a plug for Homage right now. Go to homage.com. You'll find some awesome throwback stuff there. Not jerk, but like T-shirts and stuff. You'll love it.
Doesn't Homage sell like T-shirts for like $6,000?
It's like 30.
I'm exaggerating. On purpose, obviously. I don't want to criticize Homage. They might be a sponsor. Good job. They sent me a Jason Kelce Buffalo Wild Wings T-shirt.
Did they? You know what ones I used to get? The Angry Runs ones from Kyle Brandt. With the scepter.
Oh yeah, the scepter.
I wear a lot of them when I'm bowling. Everybody goes, "Why do you have a Derrick Henry Titans scepter?" I'm like, "Oh, that's from Kyle Brandt when he had the angry run of the week when he ran over the."
Dallas Goedert has a couple scepters. He
does. I have a couple of them. Like, yeah, sometimes when I shot my 299 the other week, if I would have had a 300, everybody would have saw on Twitter me wearing a Homage. Angry Run.
They are nice shirts, by the way.
They are. Kyle Brandt does a good job of that.
All right. I mean, they're very soft. Very soft.
Are.
All right, Jeff. Good show, man. We'll talk to you next week. All right, brother.
Yep. Sounds great.
See you, buddy.
Thanks,
Jeff.
guys.
There's Jeff Kerr joining us right here. You can follow him at Jeff Kerr, PHL. Appreciate him doing it.